Hey everybody, happy Friday. Adrian Fontes, your Arizona Secretary of State. It's Fridays with Fontes. What kind of background you put on today?
Just a night, looks like
Nighttime?
Sedona, nighttime, yeah.
Nighttime in Sedona? Awesome. Speaking of Northern Arizona, the John Lewis Leadership Award. This is a National Association of Secretaries of State award that goes out to leaders across the country, young leaders particularly. The John Lewis Youth Leadership Award was awarded just a couple days ago on Tuesday. The winner, Callie Lowe, is an NAU. She's a lumberjack. She's a honors college type vice president of the undergraduate student government. She's like honors college student of the year. They did a National Voter Registration Day event where she was responsible for about 300 voter registrations on campus up there, has been engaged in town halls and all kinds of stuff, has worked with this office in the past. Callie, very much deserving of this Youth Leadership Award, the John Lewis Youth Leadership Award, going to Callie Lowe up in Flagstaff. Congratulations, Callie. Very glad to be part of your continued growth and development as a leader, and well-deserved, I should say. She got that award a couple days ago on Tuesday. And we're at it now. Moving on to our next topic. The first day of the new legislative session, the 57th legislature, is going to begin on Monday, January the 13th. Not Friday the 13th, Monday the 13th. We are all going to be assembled in all of our pomp and circumstance and grandeur. We will be listening to the gavel open up session for the state Senate and the state House. The governor will deliver the State of the State address. There's going to be a whole bunch of us sitting in uncomfortable chairs far too close to one another, enjoying the heck out of it. That's happening in a couple of days. It's a big deal, though, and it's really one of those moments where folks come together and enjoy. So the first day of the legislative session, hopefully it won't be the only day where people are smiling across the aisle at one another and enjoying each other's company. We'll see how the session turns out. So that's on Monday. Next up is a reminder that this month starts our annual series, the Arizona Authors Series. I've talked about this before, and the first event's going to be on January 23rd from noon to 1 p.m. Dr. Susanna Taylor and her book called Desert Ecologies, Lessons from a Wounded Desert. Check out our social links. Also, by the way, on the John Lewis Leadership Award, if you missed that award ceremony on Tuesday, you can catch a link down here somewhere on your YouTube stuff. So we've got a book and some questions. Our book, yet again, we go and visit one of the most important features that has allowed Arizona to be Arizona, and that's the Colorado River. April Summit wrote a book called Contested Waters, an environmental history of the Colorado River. This one this one is published by the University Press of Colorado in Louisville, not to be confused with Louisville, Kentucky. This is Louisville, Colorado. Again, April Summit, Contested Waters, Environmental History of the Colorado River. Really an interesting a read, and it speaks to so many different aspects of the entire river, not just the Arizona part. So we decided to kind of open it up a little bit. Thank you for the recommendation from the Arizona State Library. And so now we will move on to our questions. We've got 3 of them that were submitted. And the first one is, what are your priorities for 2025? Well, I can tell you one of my specific priorities for 2025, and they manifest in the sense of budgeting, right? Obviously, we want to register as many voters as possible and do all that sort of good stuff. But right now, we've got an election night reporting system and an election management system that is way out of date, and it's really, really problematic. So starting on Monday, during the legislative session, we're going to be talking to a lot of folks about the ENR-ENS system that needs money. It needs about $4 million to be replaced. And here's why. We've got a guy here at the Department of State who has retired, but we have to bring him back at a significant increase in the fees that he would normally be charging us. And the reason is he built this thing a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, is when our election night reporting You like that? You like that one, huh? All right, Michaela, I got you. I got you. We cannot, like, 1977 our way into 2026, folks. By the way, that was a Star Wars reference when Episode 4 came out. We've got to have a system that doesn't rely on one human being, because God forbid he gets hit by a bus or something. He's a great guy, very talented, has been here dependably for the state of Arizona, but we got to get this system improved, and he's the only one that actually knows all the code and how the whole thing works. It's a problem, and we've got to fix it. We've got to fix it this year. We need that. We have a couple of other priorities, including the address confidentiality program that needs some improvement, and the business services side. We also want to make sure that we can move a few bucks around. Won't cost the state a dime, but we want to make sure that we can maintain and upgrade our systems as needed without having to worry about sort of the budgetary ups and downs of the general budget. So those are some of my priorities for 2025. Question number 2, what exactly can the ACP do, and where do you find these resources? So the ACP is one of those things that I just mentioned, the Address Confidentiality Program. What does that mean? The Address Confidentiality Program is not unique to Arizona. There are several states, not all, who have this. And this is a program specifically designed for victims of violence and victims of active stalking. These are folks who have to protect themselves and their families from someone who is actively trying to do them harm. What we do here at the Department of State is, and there are requirements, like you've got to move to a new place. When you move into your new place, you come into this system, we basically act as a shield to your address so that it is not available to anyone. The confidentiality program is so strict, by the way, I've never actually gone down into the closet where all of the files are kept because there's only just a small number of people who take care of that. We are basically a confidential mailbox to protect families. And in the life of the program, we've protected over 7,000 individuals. 2,500 are active right now, and I think we're just over 1,000, a little over 1,000 households. And these are folks who are in real danger. And so we actually do this here at the Department of State for those folks to keep them safe. And so we're pretty proud of the program, but a couple of years ago it lost federal funding. That's another one of the priorities, as I mentioned earlier. So, and where can you find resources for it? azsos.gov. Go to the Arizona Secretary of State website, and there you will be able to find some connectivity to the Address Confidentiality Program to find out how to get connected and what the requirements are, because not just anybody is eligible. So there's some steps involved, but it's a great program, and we take great pride in keeping those folks safe. Okay, last question, number 3, is Business One Stop really a one-stop? Not yet. Not yet. We have put... so Business One Stop, what is it? First, Business One Stop was a creation of a prior governor's administration where they wanted everything for all businesses to be in one stop. So you go onto a website, Business One Stop Arizona, and you register. You get your licensing. You get your regulations. Like, it's all available there. And the dream was eventually to get stuff from counties and municipalities, and so it's all in one specific place to make it easy for folks to open businesses, run their businesses, do the things they need to do so that entrepreneurship and opportunity can spread to all parts of Arizona. And it works pretty well for the stuff that's already on the website, including everything that the Secretary of State's office has to offer. Now remember, it was on the cutting board, or on the butcher block. What do you call it? The cutting block?
I think cutting block.
It was going to get cut out of the budget recently. And we rallied really hard in my office to save it because it's such a good thing for folks. So all of the stuff that you need from the Secretary of State's office for your business is on Business One Stop. However, we can't say the same for the Department of Revenue, some other corners of the Department of Administration, Corporation Commission, which we are welcoming in. We're hoping that everyone in Arizona state government who has a piece to play will move all of their stuff to connect to Business One Stop. Now, that they still maintain their statutory control, they still maintain the autonomy of their authority and all that stuff. This is just the one place where you can kind of pop back and forth between everything without too much problems. It sounds great. It is great. It works really, really well for the pieces that are already connected. It is not truly a one-stop yet. It is a work in progress. We are hoping that we'll be able to, work with all of the other state agencies to get this thing up and rolling so that we truly can, get business to move at the speed of business, not have to have someone come down and, I got to get paperwork over this office, I got to go to that office. We don't need that. We need folks to be able to efficiently get their businesses up and going so they can get out there and make some jobs and create some opportunities for themselves and their families. That's the goal at the end of the day. So to answer the question, is business one stop really a quote one stop close quote? It can be, but it's not yet, and we're working on it. So that's about all we can do right now. Happy not Star Wars Day yet today, but I did get my reference, and they dared me. They said we dare you to get a Star Wars reference, and I know I can do it because I'm not a Trekkie. I'm a Star Wars guy. And so thank you so much for being with us this Friday. Again, Callie Lowe, congratulations on the John Lewis Youth Leadership Award. Congratulations to the Arizona Legislature on beginning the 57th legislative session this coming Monday. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I hope you had a really wonderful holiday season. Thanks so much.